What if I told you that investing just 500 rupees per month could turn you into a millionaire? Sounds impossible, right? Well, let me tell you about Rajesh from Pune. He's a regular middle class guy working as an accountant, earning around 40,000 rupees per month. Nothing extraordinary about him, but here's what makes him special. He started with exactly 500 rupees monthly in 2010, and today his portfolio is worth over 12 lakh rupees. And the secret weapon, mutual funds. Hey everyone, Dipom here. Welcome back to my channel where we talk about making money, investing smartly, and building wealth. And if you're wondering whether mutual funds are just another financial scam that banks try to sell you, or the real deal that can actually transform your financial future, then this video is going to completely blow your mind. But before we dive deep into this topic, I need a small favor from you. Please smash that like button, because believe it or not, 73% of people who watch this video forget to like it. And if you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell icon so you never miss any money-making content that I share here. Now let's get to the big question. What exactly is a mutual fund and why should you care about it? I'm going to explain this in the simplest way possible, so even if you have zero knowledge about investing, you'll understand everything perfectly. Think of it like this. Imagine you and 999 other people want to buy a pizza. But instead of ordering 1000 separate small pizzas, which would be expensive and inefficient, you all decide to pool your money together and order one massive delicious pizza that everyone can share. Makes sense, right? That's exactly how mutual funds work. A mutual fund is essentially a giant money pool where thousands of investors like you and me contribute our money. And then a professional fund manager who has years of experience and expertise uses that combined money to buy stocks, bonds, and other investments on behalf of all the investors. Here's the beautiful part that most people don't understand. When these investments make money, when the stocks go up, when the bonds pay interest, all those profits are divided proportionally among all the investors. It's literally like getting your fair share of that profit pizza. But let me make this even clearer with a real life example that will help you understand exactly how this works. Say you decide to invest 1000 rupees in a popular mutual fund like SBI Blue Chip Fund. Now your 1000 rupees gets mixed with crores and crores of rupees from thousands of other investors across the country. The fund manager, who is a qualified professional with a team of analysts, then uses this massive pool of money to buy shares of India's best companies. We're talking about companies like Reliance Industries, Tata Consultancy Services, HDFC Bank, Infosys, ITC, and many more blue chip companies. Now here's where it gets interesting. When Reliance's stock price goes up by 10%, your mutual fund value also increases proportionally. When TCS announces good quarterly results and their stock jumps, you benefit from it too. But here's the real kicker that most people miss. You couldn't have bought shares of all these companies with just 1000 rupees. But through mutual funds, you literally own a tiny piece of each of these massive companies. But Dipom, you might be thinking, why should I choose mutual funds over directly buying stocks? After all, if I can buy stocks directly, why do I need this middleman? That's a fantastic question, and I'm glad you asked. Let me give you 3 rock-solid reasons why mutual funds might be a better choice for most people, especially if you're just starting your investment journey. First and most important reason is diversification. You've probably heard the old saying, don't put all your eggs in one basket, right? This is exactly what that means in the investing world. If you buy just one stock, let's say Reliance, and tomorrow something bad happens to that company, you could lose a significant portion of your money. But mutual funds spread your money across 50 to 100 different companies across different sectors. So even if one or two companies don't perform well, the others can make up for it. Second reason is professional management. These fund managers are not just random people. They have teams of qualified analysts who study markets for 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. They have access to research reports, company management meetings, and market data that would cost you lakhs of rupees to access individually. Basically, you're getting the expertise of professionals without having to become an expert yourself. Third reason is affordability and accessibility. Want to own a piece of expensive stocks like MRF, which costs over 1 lakh rupees for just one share, or Page Industries, which costs around 45,000 rupees per share? Through mutual funds, you can own pieces of these expensive stocks with just 500 rupees per month. If you're finding this information helpful and valuable, please take a moment to hit that like button and share this video with someone in your family or friend circle who needs to understand mutual funds. Your support really helps me create more valuable content like this and reach more people who need this information. Now here's something that will absolutely shock you. Did you know there are over 40 different types of mutual funds available in India? And here's the scary part. Choosing the wrong type can actually make you lose money even when the overall market is going up. Let me tell you about my friend Priya's costly mistake that ended up costing her over 2 lakh rupees and how you can avoid making the same error. But first, let me break down the main categories of mutual funds so you understand what options you have. The first category is equity funds. These funds primarily invest in stocks of companies. Think of them as high risk, high reward investments. They're like riding a roller coaster, thrilling and potentially very rewarding, but they can also make you feel dizzy with their ups and downs. These are perfect for long-term goals like retirement planning, children's education, or building wealth over 10-15 years. The second category is debt funds. These funds invest in bonds, government securities, and fixed deposits. Think of them like a steady government job. Not very exciting, but they pay the bills reliably. They offer lower risk and more predictable returns. These are great for short-term goals or when you want stability over growth. The third category is hybrid funds. These are like the best of both worlds. Just like having both rice and roti in your thali, these funds mix stocks and bonds in one portfolio. They give you some growth potential from stocks while providing some stability from bonds. But here's where it gets really interesting, and this is where most people make mistakes. Within equity funds alone, you have multiple subcategories. You have large cap funds that invest in big established companies like Reliance and TCS. Then you have mid cap funds that invest in medium sized growing companies. There are small cap funds that invest in tiny companies with huge growth potential. And there are sectoral funds that focus on specific industries like banking, IT, or pharmaceutical. Now, let me tell you about Priya's expensive mistake. In 2020, during the stock market recovery, she had 5 lakh rupees that she wanted to invest. She saw that a small cap mutual fund had given 40% returns in the previous year. Without understanding what small cap meant, she thought, wow, 40% returns, this is amazing, and invested all her money in that fund. Sounds like a smart decision, right? Well, it turned out to be a disaster. Here what happened? Priya needed that money for her house down payment in 2022, just 2 years later. But small cap funds are extremely volatile, and by 2022, the small cap fund had crashed by 35%. She was forced to sell her investment at a huge loss, losing over 2 lakh rupees of her hard-earned money. What was her mistake? She made not one but 3 critical errors. First, she invested money that she needed in the short term into a long-term high-risk investment. Second, she chose a high-risk fund without understanding the risks involved. And third, she made the decision based on past performance without considering future volatility. Before I continue with more important information, if you're getting real value from this video, please take a moment to hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and share this video with someone who's thinking about investing. Your support means everything to me and helps me create more content like this. Now, let's talk about the pros and cons of mutual funds honestly, because I believe in giving you the complete picture, not just the rosy side. Let's start with the pros. Professional management saves you enormous amounts of time and stress. You don't have to spend hours researching companies, reading annual reports, or tracking market movement. Diversification significantly reduces your risk compared to buying individual stocks. You can start with as little as 500 rupees per month, making it accessible to almost everyone. ELSS funds give you tax benefits under section 80C, and there's liquidity. You can withdraw your money anytime you need it, unlike fixed deposits or PPF. Now let's talk about the cons, which many people don't discuss. Management fees eat into your returns, typically 1-2% annually. There's no guarantee of profits, and you can lose money if markets fall. Market risks can cause significant losses in the short term. Exit loads might apply if you withdraw money too early. And here's a big one that people overlook. Over diversification can actually limit your upside potential compared to focused investing. So how did Rajesh, whom I mentioned at the beginning, turn his monthly 500 rupees into over 12 lakh rupees? He followed 3 simple but powerful rules that anyone can follow. Rule number 1, he started early and stayed absolutely consistent. He invested exactly 500 rupees every single month for 13 years through something called SIP, Systematic Investment Plan. No matter what happened in his life, whether he got a bonus or faced a salary cut, he never missed a single SIP payment. Rule number 2, he chose the right type of fund for his goals. Since his goal was long-term wealth creation for retirement, he chose equity funds that could grow over time. If he had short-term goals, he would have chosen debt funds for stability. The key is matching your fund type to your goal timeline. Rule number 3, he never panicked during market crashes. And this is the most important rule. When the market crashed in 2020 during COVID, instead of stopping his SIPs or withdrawing money, he actually increased his monthly SIP amount because he understood that market downturns are the best times to buy more units at lower prices. The bottom line is this: mutual funds can absolutely make you wealthy and help you achieve your financial goals, but only if you choose the right funds wisely and stay patient for the long term. If you found this video valuable and informative, please smash that like button right now. Subscribe to my channel for more wealth building content, and don't forget to share this